It's the Sunday Pilot here on Sim Sunday with the 6th in my port over videos from the main channel. In this episode we're looking at the 2nd in my wide body twin series, and that is the Qualitywings 787-10 of United Airlines on a transcontinental flight between New York's Newark Liberty International Airport across to LAX in California. Welcome back to another Sim Sunday here on Living the Dream. And in this episode, we're at New York's Liberty International Airport, also known as Newark, KEWR. It's mid-November 2020 and it's 7 a.m. in the morning, so as you can see, it's slightly dark outside as we prepare this United Dreamliner 787-10 on its morning flight across the country to Los Angeles LAX. The model that I'm flying today is of course from Qualitywings, probably one of the nicest aircraft models I have here in prepared 3D version 4.5. And for those of you who are interested, I'm using the DRZEWIECKI design, I know I've pronounced that wrong, New York City landscape, and of course the airports pack that includes Newark, New Jersey, KEWR. United had been flying these Dreamliner 787-10s between Newark and of course Los Angeles for some time now, and in checking the United website this morning I noticed that it is being used on the 7 a.m. and the 9 a.m. flight from Newark across the country to Los Angeles. I should also state now that I'm using the beta version of Ultimate Traffic version 2, which is delivering some reasonable traffic. It's not perfect yet, but a beta release is never going to be perfect. I have to admit, so far so good. So as you can see, I've used SimBrief to program the flight from Newark across to LA today, departing on runway 22 right, and really turning westbound for a southwesterly journey right across the United States. And as soon as the flight plan is programmed, it's time to load it into prepared. But before I do anything, it is time to load the aircraft with passengers, fuel and cargo. In the Qualitywings 787, you do this via the dispatch engine, which can be found in the electronic flight bag. It's a little fiddlier than PMDG or the Aerosoft aircraft, and remember guys, you're going to have to get your calculator out to actually work out the fuel split between the three tanks. But to be honest, it's no big deal, and it takes only a few minutes to load the aircraft with fuel, passengers and cargo before instructing GSX to do the rest. And before I take any flight in prepared, it is time to check the nav log between prepared of course and the flight management computer on board the Qualitywings 787. And with boarding complete, it's time to call for clearance and then pushback. And it was about halfway through the flight that I realised I was still using my external speaker for ATC, so I apologise folks. On the departure there is no ATC.
Hello Captain, we're ready for pushback. Locking gear.
Clear to start engines. Start both engines.
Set parking brakes.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass bin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Aha, I thought I'd better stop the aircraft here and actually pull the seats forward. Another unique feature of the Qualitywings 787. Great detail, guys.
Approaching. 2, right. Approaching. 29. On runway. 2, right.
Knots. Check.
B1.
Rotate. B2. Positive rate. Gear up. Autopilot on. Autopilot in command.
So after a fairly bumpy departure out of Newark, it was time to climb to our initial altitude at 40,000 feet. Kick back, relax, and enjoy our journey across the United States in the direction of California. And just over 2/3 of our way into the flight, we're overhead the Rocky Mountains, where it's time to check the weather and our approach into LAX. We're given that the wind is out of the east and we're flying on United. I'm expecting an arrival in runway 07 right, giving us the shortest possible taxi to our gate. So with an approach from the Pacific side of the airport and low cloud, I'm not convinced there's going to be great visibility on this particular approach into LAX. The top of descent at just over 40 nautical miles away, I'd remembered to change the speaker settings, so we were going to have ATC on our approach into LAX.
United 4569er heavy and Embraer inside. Niner heavy, contact Los Angeles 12.15. Los Angeles, United 45, United 4569er heavy, traffic is 12 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level, tree Boeing 737, report them in sight. United 4569er heavy, and Boeing 737 in sight. 095, descend and maintain altitude 16,000. Expect vectors ILS, runway 6, left approach, United 4569er heavy. Line 604, contact Los Angeles Control 132 F85. American 266G, contact Los Angeles Control 128 F15. Embraer 366, contact Los Angeles Control. Los Angeles Control, Embraer, November 428, hello, Niner Heavy, contact 5, United 4569er Heavy, thanks, bye-bye. Delta 1282, traffic is 10 o'clock, 4 miles, at 4569er Heavy, would like ILS, runway 7, United 4569er Heavy, you're 38 miles northeast, turn right head, Embraer, turn right heading 265, expect vectors ILS, runway 7, right approach, over 2126.3.
After the initial runway of 06 left, I rejected and asked for 07 right, which, as I said earlier, would put us much closer to the United gates. So it was time to go back into the FMC and set up an approach into LAX, runway 07 right.
Control Point 1, contact Los Angeles Control Point 134.5, Los Angeles Control, United 4569er Heavy, Los Angeles Control, United 4569er Heavy, descend altitude 107, Embraer 1, Quebec X-ray, turn left heading 07, Embraer 9er Heavy, please expedite your descent to altitude 1, United 4569er Heavy, contact Los Angeles Control, contact Los Angeles Control on 125.8, United 4569er Heavy, United 4569er Heavy, descend and maintain altitude 4,000. 7 right, United 4569er Heavy.
At this point, the aircraft had captured the ILS into runway 07 right at LAX, and I'm so glad it did, because as you can see, there's very little to see outside the cockpit window.
United 4569er Heavy, cleared to land, runway 7 right. Cleared to land, runway 7 right, United 4569er Heavy.
Please be seated for arrival.
Approaching 07 right.
Approaching minimums. 200. $50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
And there you go, holding the Dreamliner on auto throttle the whole way down. It automatically disconnected at somewhere between 20 and 30 feet, giving me a pretty nice touchdown.
For the next few minutes, so please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. At that time, please remember to check around your seating area, in the seat pockets, and overhead bins for all personal belongings that you brought on board.
United
Please take care when opening the overhead bins, as the
contact
contents
ground
may
on
have shifted during flight.
121.65. United 4569er heavy.
For those of you who are wondering, the scenery I have here for LAX is from FS Dream Team. However, I do note that the beta version of Ultimate Traffic version 2 has not done a great job at delivering traffic at LAX. And there you go, folks, pulling on the stand at the United Terminal here at Los Angeles International Airport. It's time to bring this episode of Sim Sunday to a close. As I've said in previous videos, I'm not a professional pilot, and of course you can see that. My videos are also not designed to be tutorials. After all, there's plenty of tutorials on YouTube helping you learn to fly the Qualitywings 787. My goal is to simply show you what is possible with a reasonably powered PC and a copy of Prepared 3D version 4.5. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.